I'm Brian Connors. I am the manager of the Social Security Programs Unit here at the Department of Rehabilitation. Wanted to start off by telling you a little bit about myself. I grew up in Los Angeles, and I was born with a very rare eye condition called aniridia. It's a condition where it's basically the absence of the iris, and the irises in your eyes are kind of the part of the eye that controls the light coming into your eyes. So just imagine like a spotlight coming at you all day long. So that was quite a while back, and technology wasn't as great as it is now. So when I was 2 years old, I was fitted with some contact lenses, which were painted on the perimeter with black paint. So these contact lenses were made out of a plastic that we currently use to make car taillights. So you can imagine that kind of plastic in your eyes all day long, and then with some paint around it to cut out some of the light that was coming into my eyes. So I wore those contact lenses for years and years, and they really seemed to help out. And so when I turned 15, then I had another condition that kind of popped up, and that's called glaucoma. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with that, what glaucoma is. That's an increase in the pressure in your eyes, and that can cause a lot of damage, especially over time. So I was rushed into surgery when they saw that my glaucoma pressure was so high. And I went through a series of 12 glaucoma surgeries to get that under control so I wouldn't lose any more vision. And so those surgeries worked well, and I continued on. I was able to work several jobs at that time, working actually worked in a lumber yard, and even with my vision, I was able to drive a forklift and skip loader and do all that. And I managed several restaurants till I was about 18, and then I decided, well, I think I want to go back. I should probably go back to school. After I was working at a Bob's Big Boy in San Luis Obispo, decided to go back to college there at the community college, and I did that for 2 years, and then transferred over to Cal Poly San Luis Obispo and received my degree in business management. After that, I took on an internship for a year doing some fundraising, and then I moved up north and took on a position at a fitness center. I'm doing the as a marketing director, kind of selling the memberships at the fitness center that in San Jose. So I tell you all that just because that was just kind of the journey to that point. And one day I was working at the fitness center, and all of a sudden I started seeing some black spots in my eyes, and I didn't know what was going on because I was really nervous. I could barely see anymore, and it turned out that I had torn the retina in my best eye. And so it turned out that I was going to lose a lot more vision because of that. And so I went through a series of three retina surgeries to correct my vision, but they could only do so much. And a lot of that was because I had really caused so much damage to my eyes from wearing those plastic contact lenses for so many years. So after I went through those retina surgeries and I realized, I've lost so much vision, I'm not going to be able to go back to that fitness center and work anymore because just it's a whole different ballgame now with all this loss of vision. So what I decided to do was think about different careers that I could do. And I was really trying to think, well, what could I do now that I've lost all this vision? I've never been in a situation like this. So what I decided to do was start an internet business out of my house. And it was a shopping mall with some coupons on there, and it started slow, but I started to earn more and more money over time. I was getting these checks in the mail, and I should also add that during this time I applied for Social Security disability benefits to kind of help me out with my living expenses. So ran this business for a while. And money was getting better and better, almost to the point where I knew that if I made a certain amount of money, if I got to a certain point, then I may lose my Social Security disability benefits, and that I didn't want to risk. So what I did, not knowing a whole lot about Social Security benefits, when I knew that I was getting really close to that maximum point of losing my benefits, I just shut my website down so that I wouldn't earn any more money and then jeopardize losing my benefits. And then the following month, I'd bring it back up and make more money. And it was just kind of a crazy existence, really, because I knew I could only make so much money. So a friend of mine said, you know, Brian, you can do so much better than that. You really should find a job where you can really make a lot of money because you have so many skills and experience. So I really took that to heart, and I decided to start applying for some state jobs because I knew that there was a lot of job security. The pay was pretty good, and there was a pension, and I could get good medical benefits. So it seemed like a really good thing for me. So just started sending out hundreds and hundreds of applications for state jobs. And I was fortunate. I was hired by the Employment Development Department to work as an analyst in 2005, being staffed as the governor's committee on employment for people with disabilities. And it was really great because I was able to use a lot of the skills that I had from the past, and particularly those that I had gained from my college education. So, and right after I started that job, then I was told about this opportunity working on or being a member of the State Rehabilitation Council, which is an advisory committee for the Department of Rehabilitation. And so I applied for that. It's a governor appointed position. And so I applied, and fortunately, I was appointed to the SRC in 2006. And so I served on that committee and really learned all about department rehabilitation and the policies, and really how, I could help advise the department based on my experience. Because, my appointment was to represent department rehabilitation clients. So I did that for 5 years, and then 1 year as the chair of the committee. So that was a really great experience. After that, I moved just over to Department of Developmental Services, worked there for a year. And then after I finished my position on the State Rehabilitation Council, I accepted a job at Department of Rehabilitation in 2012. And by that time, I had really adjusted to vision loss. I had lost most of my vision by that point, and I had a guide dog and feeling really good about things. So I did that, my first position with Department of Rehabilitation for a year. And then I transferred over to the current unit that I'm in right now, Social Security Programs Unit, in 2013, where I was asked to take the lead on a pilot called the Work Incentive Planning Services Pilot. And that was a great opportunity because this was a service that we're now providing to provide work incentive planning services to our consumers who are receiving Social Security disability benefits. So I did that. I've been working in that unit for almost 10 years now, and then just promoted to manager of that unit. So one thing that I also want to tell you about is, remember that person that told me, you can do so much better with your skills and experience. Well, back in 2009, I married her. So that's really exciting. And it's just really shows that, if you go for what you want in life and really have faith, things can really work out for in your benefit. And so you can see all along, I took advantage of Social Security disability benefits that were available when I really needed them. And they helped transition me to a very successful career with the state. So, you know, my message to you is that, really set your goals high, because, you can achieve those. And there are a lot of resources available to you that can help you, both with the Department of Rehabilitation, with Social Security, lots of great work incentives available to you. And we are here to help you be as successful as you want to be. So just keep pursuing your dreams. And so on that note, I'd like to pass it back over to Julian. Thank you.
All right. And with that, I would like to introduce Kanika Medora. She's our main presenter today, and she serves as the Area Work Incentive Coordinator for the Bay Area Social Security. Kanika began her career with the Social Security Administration in 2009 as a claims specialist in Southern California. She was then promoted to an automation training specialist after completing a special assignment in the central office and has continued to grow her career within the Social Security Administration. So with that, I would like to thank Kanika so much for being here today, and I'll go ahead and pass it on to her for her presentation.